Hello, my dear students. This is a new class of accounting. Welcome. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. Well, I want you to remember that it's very important you save the information on your computer, you take notes, so you can check it whenever you need to, okay? And I also recommend you to check the links of the previous videos so you can connect the information that we studied before. Okay, so are you ready? Yes? Okay, here we go. Well, we're going to continue studying organizations too. This is the name of the chapter we are studying right now. But this is the last part of this chapter. This is section D. We're going to talk about non-profit organizations. Okay, so before we continue, let's remember that profits means the money the company makes or the organizations, right? So when talking about profit, we're talking about money, the extra money that companies or organizations make, the money organizations work for. Okay, so it means you sell something and then you get a profit because you increase the prices a little bit of your cost, so you get that profit. But pay attention on the title. It says non-profit organizations. So maybe because of the name, you know what I'm talking about right now, right? Yes? Yes, you are. Okay. So I would like you to pay attention to this video because this is a nice explanation about the differences between non-profit organization and profit organizations. And here I'm going to tell you something that you probably remember that 2 years ago, maybe 1 year ago, or maybe a few months ago, it depends on the reviews. In our class of entrepreneurship, we were talking about social entrepreneurship and commercial entrepreneurship. Do you remember that? So probably you can connect both ideas because non-profit organizations could be connected with social entrepreneurship and profit organization could be connected with commercial entrepreneurship. Okay, so that was my little introduction. Saying this, I want you to watch this video, pay attention, take notes if you need to. Anyway, you can pause the video and watch it again, okay? So don't miss the opportunity to listen to this very nice and complete explanation. Let's listen.
This is Dr. Ken. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my videos. I really appreciate the time that you take to do so. In this video, I'm going to be answering a very important question that people ask all the time, and that is, what's the difference between a for-profit business and a non-profit business? I have experience in both fields, having founded both a for-profit organization and a non-profit organizations, and so I'm going to pull from both areas to be able to answer this question. There are not that many differences that exist between for-profit businesses and non-profit businesses. However, for the differences that exist, I'm going to bring to you 9 different points that will explain those differences. So let's get right into it. During creation, they file different forms, pay different fees, and the categorizations are different. The goal of a nonprofit is to fulfill a mission that benefits the greater good of a community, a society, or the world at large, while the goal of a for-profit business is to produce a profit to benefit the shareholders or investors in the company. Both are businesses, which means that they meet a real need that consumers have and are governed by similar principles with very few differences. Many people do not realize this, but non-profits also make profits, or at least should make profits. The difference comes in how the profits are handled. When a profit is made, for-profit businesses distribute the profits as dividends to their owners or shareholders, while non-profits cannot distribute profits to anyone. Their profits are used to further the mission of the organization. Nonprofits do not have shares or shareholders. You cannot see a nonprofit that has shares that are trading on the New York Stock Exchange or any stock exchange for that matter. On the other hand, for-profit businesses have shares and shareholders and trade stocks on the stock exchange. Nonprofits are not owned by the founder or board members of the nonprofit. They are owned by the public and so cannot be bought or sold. However, they can merge with other nonprofits when they want to. On the other hand, for-profit businesses are privately owned and so can be bought or sold to benefit the shareholders or the owners of the company. Because nonprofits exist to fulfill a mission that benefits the greater good and do not distribute profits to individuals, they may be tax exempt. For-profit organizations pay taxes for the profits that they make. Finally, when a nonprofit goes out of business, its assets must be donated to a nonprofit that has a similar mission. While businesses can liquidate their assets and give money to their shareholders or investors. Here's
Okay, so with that, we listened 9 differences between profit and non-profit organizations. Did you like it? Okay, again, you can watch it as many times as you need. This is the link of the video, so you can download the video if you need to, or you can watch it again with subtitles or whatever you need, okay? So, let's continue with non-profit organizations. So you probably bought the booklet at school about accounting, right? If you have it, I would love you to have it with you so we can read it together. I can pause this video and wait, or you can pause it and bring the booklet, okay? So go to this page talking about organizations to non-profit organizations, and let's read together. So remember I told you about social entrepreneurship and I told you this was connected? Yep. Okay, so non-profit organizations. Organizations with social aims. Aims is other word for goals or objectives, okay? So organizations with social aims, such as helping those who are sick or poor, or encouraging artistic activity, are non-profit organizations. British English, that's the meaning of that BRE here, British English, or not for profit organizations, American English. Honestly, I prefer the British English. It's like more common for me, but it's good that you understand there are 2 ways to say it, the British English, non-profit organizations, or the American English with not-for-profit organizations. Why is that? Because in American English, you call non-profit organizations or for-profit organizations. For-profit organizations. So that's why you call it not-for-profit organizations, okay? Remember, you are learning international English, so it's good you understand both differences. Anyway, what is important here is that it's no money. There is some money there, but that's not the main goal. Well, here we have other definition. They are also called charities and form the voluntary sector. Okay, I guess you're very connected with these activities. And I'm going to show you 2 big examples that you will remember very, very well. Okay, so form the voluntary sector. As they rely heavily on volunteers. What are volunteers? Unpaid workers. Okay, unpaid workers. So you work for no money. You are a volunteer. You do it because you like it, because you enjoy it and you love it. They are usually managed by paid professionals and they put a lot of effort into fundraising. What is fundraising? When you increase the funds, when you increase the money that you need to work on this activity. getting people to donate money to the organization in form of donations. Okay, so probably you recognize the word donate because it's very similar in Spanish, and donations is very similar too. But let's pay attention on these bold words like charities, voluntary sector, volunteers, fundraising, donate, and again, non-profit organizations or not-for-profit organizations, because these words, you are going to use them in a homework. So make sure you understand them very well. Okay, so just for you to know, around the world, there are a lot of foundations, a lot of volunteers trying to make this world a better place. And they work usually in organizations. There are big organizations like these ones here. You probably recognize the panda. So that's to save the animals around the world or to help them. Probably you recognize American Red Cross. We have it in Ecuador too, Red Cross. You probably recognize the logo right there. So usually when you, if you have an accident or someone needs blood or something like that, these people help you with the things you need according to your needs, right? Also, they work with people, teach people what to do during an emergency and things like that. On the left, here on the top, we have UNICEF. So you probably heard about this. This is very, very common. We have a big office here in Guayaquil. I'm just mention those that I think we know better. You probably know more than me and more than these ones here, but I found this one interesting because it connects many things that are really important for you and for me as young people, because I'm still young. Anyway, the Nature Conservancy here, or the American Cancer Society. We have one in Ecuador. Obviously, it's not the American Cancer Society. We have the Ecuadorian Cancer Society. Malaria No More, Girls Inc., etc. So these are big, big international non-profit organizations. Now I'm going to ask you something. Do you work or are you a volunteer for any non-profit organization? No? I'm going to prove you it's a yes. And this is the reason. Ta-da! You've probably worked on this project at your school. You know what we do? We give education, we provide education to children in Haiti. You know, with a donation of $80 a year, one child can get education, uniforms, and books. So that's what you do. So that is a non-profit organization. It is an organization, yes, it's a group of people with different functions trying to reach a common goal, in this case, to provide education, right? And are we making money with this or no, we do it because we love it? No, right? We're doing this because we love it, because we want to make it good to others. Because remember, the main definition is helping. Helping others, helping sick people or helping poor people, right? So if you go to the definition of nonprofit organization, yes, this is an organization working only because we love to do it, because we care about others. And if you think that probably you didn't help last year or something like that, well, here I have other example for you. So actually, this is other organization, probably not as big one as, the Red Cross or UNICEF. Of course, it's not that big. But what I want to show you is examples and things that you as students and as young people are doing to help others. So yes, you belong to a non-profit organization. A small one, of course, very, very small organization, okay? So good. And finally, this is your homework. Wow, that's a big homework. No, it's not. It's only to connect those sentences on the left with numbers from 1 to 5 to the letters A, B, C, D, and E on the right. So what you have to do is match the sentences beginnings 1 to 5 to the correct endings A to E. The sentences all contain expressions from the opposite. Do you remember I asked you to pay attention to these bold words like non-profit organizations or non-for-profit organizations, charities, sector, volunteers, voluntary, fundraising, donate, and donations? Yes? Okay, so especially those words or those expressions you are going to use on your homework right here to connect. So on the left, we have British companies donate around £500 million a year to charities. Number 2, she organizes fundraising. Number 3, voluntary sector employees earn 5 to 10%. Non-profit organizations are not to be confused. Research shows that volunteers give the best service. Oh, I agree with number 5. Because when you are a volunteer, it's because you want to do it, because you love it. So you're going to do it with your heart. That's something I completely agree. And finally, on the right, we have the options. So with loss-making companies, what is loss-making companies? Loss is the opposite of earn, okay? Or the opposite of win if you're playing a game. So one team win and the other team lose. So you have to connect this information. B, in cash and increasingly as goods, services, and time. So which sentence from number 1 to 5 can be completed with this expression? I think I already know, by the way. Okay, letter C, parties for the charity. Yeah, like we see in the movies, right? Like they have a big party with people very elegant and they give donations or they buy very expensive things so they get the money to help others, just like in the movies. When they are helping people in their own social class. So which sentence can be completed with this expression? And finally, less than they would in the private sector. Okay? If you pay attention, if you observe, all the sentences on the left don't have a period in the end. They don't have a period. That's because you have to complete the sentences on the left with the sentences or the expressions on the right. This information is going to be in Educai, so you can complete it here and send it back to me. Got it? Okay. So I'm very happy that you remember about this information, that you belong to this wonderful school where you can help others. So look at these faces and their smiles. It's something we are doing with so much love. And I was forgetting about something very important. Here in this presentation, on the bottom, as you can see here in black letters, this is the YouTube channel for Padrinos por IT. So you can click here. This PowerPoint presentation is going to be in your Educai inbox, okay? So you can click here and watch all the videos we have posted in Padrinos por IT channel in YouTube. Okay, so don't hesitate on visiting and watch and share, so probably we can help even more. So you are welcome to help as always. Okay, guys, so thank you very much for your attention. I'm very happy we continue studying accounting. Please remember to check the previous videos that I already posted in YouTube. I think I'm going to send them again here so you can watch them and remember what we've been talking about organizations. So we have studied chapter 1 with organizations 1 and chapter 2. We're finishing chapter 2 today with organizations 2. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for your attention. Enjoy your day. Have a wonderful week and weekend. Bye-bye.